does the war on drugs have on the deterioration of the black family?
The war on drugs, you have to understand, I'm going to answer this real quick, all right? You have to understand that the war on education and the war on drugs, and I think the war on poverty never existed. I'm going to say that again slow. The war on drugs, the war on education, and the war on poverty never existed. They concocted this and made this up to extract money from the American people to fight a war that never existed. So then it's once again, racism, white supremacy speaks to the fact that it's imperative to keep black people poor. But there was never a war on poverty because they burn money every year. You understand what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, they make it so they put a set of circumstances in the projects, in the hood, in the black community that you don't have access to resources to the point where you can become rich and wealthy to support your family. So the whole idea of waging this war on poverty was some BS. The whole idea of the war on drugs. Where do they go to war at? Because I know some good, well-to-do white people that got paid to foster a war that didn't exist called the war on drugs. Where was the war being for that? There was a war on drugs to keep drugs in the black community. You know what the war on drugs was, good brother? The war on drugs was actually keeping drugs out of the white community. So they went to war but keeping it in the black community. If you watch the Godfather movie, it talked about keeping the drugs among the niggas. And this was their terminology. If you get the book, The Revolution of the Mentally Dead, Darren Osborne, on the back of the book, he asked the question, what do the war on AIDS, the war on drugs, and the war on terror all have in common? And the answer is none of them exist. I want to thank you very much for your question, all right?
Thank you, sir.
And, brother, I would say there's a book called Dark Alliance, Chris, by Gary Webb that deals with that, the whole, flooding the black communities with drugs and the whole CIA involvement. Check that book out.
Oh, okay, cool. Last caller from the 954 area code, 954. This is the last caller. This is Professor Griffin, Brother Ali.
Hello?
Yes.
Peace.
Yes, what's up?
Hello,
Peace.
hi. This is Precious.
Precious, what's good? Where you been?
Yeah, I've been listening to the last 2 weeks on this show. I just forgotten I had a lot of homework, so.
Oh, okay.
But I'm back.
Okay, cool.
So I've been listening to the show, and I came a little late, but I know that a lot of the overall aspect has been parenting. So I thought like having a young perspective would be a good input. But
Do it.
yeah, I wanted to yeah, you're right. So I wanted to talk about like the beginning of reproduction. As a young person, like sex is a big deal in our community. Pertaining to young people. I mean, sex is everywhere. It's in the media. It's in our textbooks. We learn about it. We actually learn about it. So, I just want to say, even as a young people, a lot of people in my generation don't know what sex has become and how it has lost its value. Like, I believe sex is not just physical. Like, you're connecting mentally and spiritually with another person. Like, but a lot of people in my age category don't understand that, and I think that's the reason why we have so many underage we have so much underage pregnancy and unplanned, unintended pregnancy, and it happens to be a lot in minority areas, but you don't need, like they have the show 16, you don't need 16 and pregnant to tell you that a lot, like most pregnancies as of 2010 are under the age of 30.
So what do you think about? No.
Go?
Go on, Precious. Go on.
No, you can go.
No. That's Professor Griffin. Go ahead.
All right. So so and then I also heard you guys talking about beatings and whoopings or disciplining your child. So in my family, I could say the parents whooped us, I guess, but even growing up, I could see, like, I come from a Southern family, like Georgia backwoods type of family, where as soon as you out of line, you get hit. But I also seen that has a big effect on a lot of the kids in our family. You know, I think whooping and beating a child can be productive as seeing minimal discipline, but there, like I said, there is a big line between abusing and disciplining your child. Because if you hitting me and then you walk away because you're so angry and you can't tell me why you hitting me, what am I supposed to think that you just hit me for? So how am I supposed to know that I did something wrong and that was a correction to my behavior? So that was
All right.
a big thing.
All right, Precious, we really appreciate you. All right, we got to end this show. We got about 2 minutes left. Call in next week. We're going to be dealing with something really, really deep. Zaza going to tell you about that later on. But anyway, thank you very much, Precious.
All right. Peace, Queen.
All right, peace.
Sister Tia said,
Sister
Tia said, this is the deep show. We need to do a part 2.
You sure about that? Because I'm getting some text messages just like, they want us to be a little bit more statistical with the stats. I think we should have someone on to talk about the stats and can dive into some of the statistics. I don't know if it's from state to state or I'm not sure. We probably need some school teachers to call in. We probably need some guidance counselors to call in. We probably need some preachers and some pastors and some reverends to call in. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe we need to put a call out and, yeah.
No, I was going to say, I just wanted to let you know that the sister that listens to, she said it was a very powerful show. So, you know.
Oh, give thanks. I really appreciate that. Okay. So you have any last words? We got 1 minute, 45 seconds left.
No, I'm really looking for, I really, you know, I think this was one of our better shows, just because this is a very important topic, and hopefully the brothers and sisters, if they can get a chance to listen, will play this back and be able to feed from it and take something beneficial from it. But our brother Black Dot said that we can run, but we can't hide from the relentless pursuit. We must fight. We must find new ways to tighten our defense mechanisms. We must meditate, eat right, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and we must draw on the energy of our ancestors.
Right, our ancestors speak to us from within us, and we need to understand that. Like Dr. Martin Luther King said, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And we need to keep this particular thing in mind as we push forward. I want to thank Zaza Ali from the bottom of my heart, and I just want you to know, sister, you're my big sister, and I could have not have met anyone as smart and intelligent and as brave as you are, all right? Just work with your little brother, all right? Can you do that?
All right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
The most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. That's our good brother Steve Biko. And as I always say, revolution, which is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. Revolution is not an event, it's a process. It's Professor Griffin, Zaza Ali, and we'll see y'all next week here on NMEMINDZ Radio next Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Professor Griffin.